Battlefield of Eternity, our second match. This is the second round. Again, we are currently on qualifier number 1 for the Masters Clash 2022. And we have Group 1 in front of us. Now, Three-Legged Cat and RossPierrDoll are now playing against each other. As mentioned before, it's a round-robin system. All of the teams play best of 2 against each other. If you win both maps, you win the series, you get 3 points. If you tie, you get 1 point each. And if you lose, you... I mean, get nothing. Duh. So, yeah, Battlefield of Eternity, first map here between RPD and Three-Legged Cat. And I'm kind of happy to see RossPierrDoll here, honestly. This is a name that we haven't seen in all of the qualifiers for the X Cup Winter, for example. So there's a couple of names that are popping up here. But the Cats, obviously quite strong as well. And they've surprised a lot in the X Cup Winter in particular. So it's kind of cool to see a couple of the teams, you know, just like re-emerging or just also playing here in the Masters Clash. So it's kind of neat. We got Rhaegar banned. We got the well, more so traditional ban on Blaze right now, and also the Lucio ban. So let's go for that. Li Ming gets eliminated as well. And right now, I would actually favor the Cats. If you would have asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have probably said that the Polish team is going to be the one that runs all of this. But yeah, it should be a cool one. I'm actually very interested, because I don't think that these guys played against each other in quite a while. So yeah. Stukov as a first pick. Allows for sniper comp. Yes. Li Ming is banned. But you could still go for Evala. You could still go for Hanzo. Could go for Lunara. There's a lot of damage against the Immortal if you're going for pure sniper damage, and of course you want to have something more along the lines of burst damage. So then things change a little bit. But we got Garrosh right away for Johan, and we get Hanzo. So with that, we already have some damage against the Immortal on at least one side. How is the blue team going to respond to that? They still need something here. I wouldn't mind some kind of Vala comp again. I personally am a big fan of that double support Vala stuff that we've seen on so many maps, but they go into Jojo and they got Lulnara. So Bambi is back to business here in Battlefield for all of that poison damage. Yeah, Bambi is insanely toxic. Toxic hero confirmed. And well, what are we going to get on the ban pattern right now? We can still ban out one of the side laners. They have the next pick. So the red team could try and eliminate that. They actually get rid of Vala, alright. Still a chance to go for the Vala and Lunara auto attack damage here. And they are not too happy about that. They're like, nah. Let's not risk that. So, instead, Vala gets banned. We still have no side lane on each side, so unlikely that's going to be banned out now by... Ah, they banned the Haka after all. Okay, so they're limiting the option a little bit more. Urel is up for the side lane. Leo, technically. I guess you could go wild and could go for a Malthael. But the two formerly mentioned ones are the most likely, I would assume, right now. Ah, and Hogger obviously is up. Hogger is up as well. Hogger is the one I always forget. I can't help it. I think this is the first time that when I was talking about side laners, I remember Hogger, and I don't know why. It's every time the same thing. I'm like, yeah, Urel would be good here, and then all of a sudden there comes a Hogger pick. And I'm just like, oh yeah, shit, that hero exists as well. So now that we have Urel on the side lane and we got Garrosh, we could also see Hanzo comboed off with Genji. You have an Anduin, so Genji Light Bomb would be a combo that works if you Swift Strike in. Double Shimada. Not unheard of. Pretty good, actually. So let's go for the double pick here. For RossPierrDoll. Rexa and Sylvanas. Yeah, Sylvanas hasn't been played as much today as in the X Cup. Especially in the X Cup playoffs. Sylvanas was everywhere. Early pick, early ban. She was absolutely everywhere. It was crazy. But yeah, so now we got Drug here as the final pick. Genji or not Genji? That's the question. And they go for Greymane. A little bit more damage against the Immortal. So definitely heavily focus on that. Greymane can obviously also rip Bambi apart. It's literally on the dinner plan. But with that, game number 1 in our best of 2 at the group stage. Let's go. The Three-Legged Cat against RossPierrDoll. Game number 1, RossPierrDoll in blue with Mark Kortzel on Jojo. We got Scope on Stukov, Ether on Rexa, Bronic on Sylvanas, and Ziomek is playing Lunara. RossPierrDoll, the Polish team, going full ham here. On the right side of the map, what do we get? We get Drakia on Greymane, Johan on Garrosh, Erath on Hanzo, Captain Rex on Anduin, and Meneldoa on Urel. Okay, get the party started. Question obviously for the red team is immediately where Sylvanas going. Are they attacking the towers again and try to cheese it down a little bit, or how are they going to play that out? And in this case, they actually don't make the move here. I like the Direwolf combo. Not really the biggest fan of the color scheme that they're using here, but I can appreciate the color coordination for sure, and yeah, that's a nice way. That's a really nice one. The Direwolves were always cool ones. Immediately, by the way, catch by Johan. Yeah, his Garrosh is actually pretty solid. He's been playing it in the X Cup Winter as well, with big success, and that was kind of crazy. So, really eager to see if he can have a big impact on this game. And oftentimes in some of the X Cup qualifier matches when he played, and also in the playoffs, he literally had his Garrosh banned out against him after the first map. So maybe he can accomplish the same here. We're already having them bullying Jojo a little bit, so she gets thrown around as he's riding to victory, potentially, on his Shark. And on top lane, of course, Misha is bearing down the lane against Urel, trying to take the Space Goat out. Whereas at the same time now we got Lurking Arm built for Stukov. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. None of the talents are honestly totally insane. We got the Vision System of level 1 here, the Warbreaker. A lot of that, just like the Light of Karabor for Urel. And Markotzel might actually be the first one to fall. With Greymane engaging, he does. Greymane jumps in deep and gets the hit. Nicely done. So that's Jojo already down. And Greymane is ripping them apart a little bit here. Now, since they're already going for the camp, with Johanna now emerging from the Nexus, they have, of course, a time window that they can execute here. And Urel is moving down too, but he's not the only one, because we got Rexa here already, and Garrosh dies. I personally expect a pretty tight game between these two teams, and at least for now, it's a back and forth here. Look at RossPierrDoll, they're coming in for a second kill, and Drak here nearly falls, gets barely saved by Anduin. Look at him, Anduin being useful, not bad. Urel on the way back top, Sylvanas with the interrupt, as they're trying to get away here, and now they are the ones who really push the agenda, with Sylvanas empowering the push at the bot lane, thanks to the camp and the minion wave. Not too bad, tower taken down, and they're gonna get the entire wall here. That is actually pretty sexy. RossPierrDoll, but Markotzel gets caught again. Second death on Jojo, but they get the counter kill. They get the counter kill, and they seem to be able to take down Hanzo too. And instead, it's Bambi that dies. Hanzo the Hunter is like, oh dear, and is able to just drop her. Well done. That was actually a nice move. Him surviving was big. So now we got 3 kills to 2, but a lead in experience for the blue team that could very well translate into a level 7 talent during the Immortal action. So if they get the lead there, that would be wild. But for now, the attack at the Immortal seems like the blue team is pulling ahead a little bit. For how long though, that's the question. Already we got the thick skin right there, and they drop onto the halftime show. The lead for the blue team for the time being. Rexa with a grizzled fortitude on his level 4, and off we go. Yeah, a couple of nice hits by Erath too, with Hanzo is keeping the choke point under control. Does it quite nicely. They're poking from a distance here, but the blue team is definitely ahead. Now they have Greymane on the right side, so they're trying, but they are also starting to lose a little bit more ground over here. Greymane is doing work, so they are on a timer. I mean, they are still ahead, but if RossPierrDoll really wants to win the first Immortal, they need to be a little bit more decisive in the way they're playing this out. Especially now that Herath moved over, they're trying to race it, and they should be able to get it. They should be able to get it. They lock in the first Immortal, and the attempt of RossPierrDoll to at least get a kill has not worked out. That's kind of unfortunate for them. So that was a nice lead that they had, but it was a bit too single-minded as they were trying to go through the choke point, and Hanzo kept them at bay easily. Johan, on the other hand, did he step out too far? No. Anduin is still there, could have also pulled him back, but they still need to deal with the top lane. Both teams now on level 7 at the same time. With that, we get right away Conviction. We also have the Oppressor and the Quicksilver bullets here, as Misha goes for the aspect of the beast. Okay. They're not losing too much here. Jojo gets thrown in and immediately opens up with the Condemn. But we also have more pokes on Hanzo. And there's Misha coming straight in for the kill. Nicely done. Look at that. Kill on Hanzo, 3 kills to 3. I like it. This is exactly the kind of series that I was hoping for when I picked the match. And very, very happy with this. So here we go. Top side also gets taken. And that's pretty sweet. Yeah. Yeah, the Spanish players on the side of the three-legged cat, they have to step it up a little bit. Talking about Spain, by the way, beautiful weather on this Saturday. So we got a couple of cloudy days coming up, and generally there is a thunderstorm on the way. But today, 20 degrees Celsius in Valencia. Beautiful weather, perfect day for cycling, and a big ride today, as we have Jojo dying once again. It's honestly one of the things that I really love about Valencia, probably the most, that cycling is just absolutely huge here. We did another 150 kilometers today with quite a bit of climbing, and there's so many different routes that you have here. I mean, honestly, if anybody out there watching this is into cycling, do yourself a favor. I think my Strava is linked in the description. You can check that out and go for a trip to Valencia at some point, just for a bit of a cycling vacation. Copy some of the routes, and you're going to have a great time here. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very happy with all of that, especially now that summer is slowly approaching. Should probably say spring, but with 20 degrees Celsius, it already feels like summer is just around the corner. But either way, no sunny days right now for the blue team, at least not with the first objective. They need to try and lock in Immortal number 2 for themselves, or it's going to be a bit tricky. Now, to be fair, they are the ones that are still pulling a bit ahead in experience, so maybe that window on level 10 could help them, but I don't really think that the lead is big enough to make a decisive play here. But we are now seeing them with Bambi going for the leaping strike. We already got the mind control in. And, well, Bronick nearly died, and Yerath is picking him down a little bit more even, so I don't know. They are starting to drop them very, very quickly, but the control over the middle has still been established by the blue team, so they're winning the halftime show again because the cats are deciding to deal with the camp at the bot lane first. They already suffered a lot of damage on the fort, so they wanted to make sure that the structure doesn't fall, but it puts them way behind on the Immortal race. So that makes it tricky. Here comes the attempt again to take them down. Arrow hit by only one. There comes the light bomb. It's not really too pressuring, but they might get the kill here, and they do. Stukov is the one that gets caught, and it's again the cats that at the right moment in time are able to lock a kill in. That was important. Problem was also that there were only 4 on the fight. Ether was still at the top, dealing with the camp. So, yeah, this is getting a bit problematic. They're still trying to take it down, though. Bambi, though. What? The kill! Hanzo jumping in, taking Lunara down. And you can see they really want it. Misha comes in. Jojo and Lunara are both dead, but this time they get the Immortal. They sacrifice 2 of their heroes to get the objective, to at least deny it to the red team, and they could pull that off, but now they're trailing in kills, and that will translate directly into an experience lead for the cats. Easy defense, of course. 2 heroes still missing. Well, 1 hero in Misha. Nearly the same thing. But they go for the 2-pronged attack, and with Sylvanas, they should honestly be able to at least take the bottom fort down. If they have everybody here, Lunara and Jojo are on the way, they should be able to pull it off, unless of course they are now losing one, and they will. They lose Stukov. Stukov is down. In the meantime, Bronick finds themselves on the wrong side of the map. And this is the reason why you should always use Google Maps, honestly. If you're lost, if you don't know where to go, if you don't know where your base is, do I have to go on the right, to the left? Google Maps is your friend. So yeah, definitely go for that. That would have told Sylvanas, left. Okay, I get it. Not right, left. My base is left. Or download the Minimap DLC. I can heavily recommend, if you haven't done it yet, download the Minimap DLC. It's free. And it adds a lot of value. A lot of Heroes of the Storm players actually don't seem to know that there is a minimap. So download that and you can thank me later. But it is a huge asset to have. So now another kill comes in. Rexa is down. That's now 13 to 12 on levels and 10 to 3 kills. So it seems like the cats are finally using their claws here. And it's making it a bit tricky for RossPierrDoll. They thought that they had a chance while the Immortal is at the top lane to get the bot lane fort. And boy, were they proven wrong. Losing Stuko at that moment in time was definitely not helping. And now they just can't pressure. And they have to somehow bridge that gap, which is going to make things very difficult, Hanzo. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to get the kill here, but didn't really work out. Geometry, not Hanzo's friend in that encounter. Topside fort has now been destroyed. Obviously, the blue team is playing this a little bit more passive and safe because they don't have a 30 talents. But they might also have to give this one up. Jojo. Alright, she gets out. Here comes Rexa unleashing the boars. They're still fighting this one. Arrow missing this time. But now it's a 5 versus 5. Now finally we have the remaining blue team heroes back. Oh, that's a goat. The goat is down. Urel eliminated, and the opportunity to go for the objective again. I mean, we've been here before, but this time it's a 5 versus 4 in favor of RossPierrDoll. So, can they drop it? Both of the forts on the red team side are so incredibly low that it feels they just need to take one objective and they can probably destroy both fairly easily. Yeah, Lunara, they try to go for Hanzo, and he's insta-dead. Hanzo insta-dead. Bambi jumping out of the Immortal stun in the last second. That was clutch. That could have been the end of Zeomech, but he's able to get out here. They jumped on Hanzo, they got the hit, and now they are again winning the halftime show as they're making a move for Garrosh, and he dies. Me likey. Urel, she came back and she immediately has to pop her ult again. Yeah, doesn't like that too much, I can tell you that much, but yep. So, by now, we have them burning down the Immortal, and guys, this is a big one. There's not a lot of shield left. Sorry, not a lot of shield removed. There's a lot left. Yeah, this is a pretty big shield. 97, 98%. That one should hurt. I mean, the fort's gone. The fort's gone. Now it's just a question of how do you want to play it. Do you try and push for keep, or do you just set yourself up at the top, you take both forts, and you call it a day? And we're already 12 minutes in, so as you can tell, they want to do a little bit more with this. You got to be careful with Urel. Also, there is still Sylvanas up at the top. And Sylvanas top side, it seems like they're trying to go for a double fort after all. Garrosh is actually attacking her and already using Decimate, but she jumped out. So now our main tank for the cats will probably have to move back down again. Well, they're just accepting that this is going to be a 4v4 without a tanking. Garrosh is a huge factor in these battles. If he flips you on the other side of the wall, that is a total disaster for you, but it seems like they're going to get some serious damage on that keep. And topside, I mean, Bronek might die, to be fair. There's the mind control. But he also was able to get more damage onto the fort, which is now nearly falling. And guys, this keep is maybe even gone. They need to burn the Immortal down quickly, and they do it just in time. Level 16, the arrow gets dodged, well done. So no problem for them here. And despite the fact that they're still 4 kills behind, they are now the ones that have pulled ahead in structures on the map. And also in experience. So they have taken the experience lead as well. 46,000 damage now for Hanzo. And they are pushing for the bottom keep. Yeah, they want it. They want to poke this out a bit. They're so close and they know it too. If they can get one kill here quickly, that would be the dream. Just go for keep and take it down. Garrosh in the thick of things. Blessed Shield comes out. And the kill. As Jojo falls a second later. And the keep is not falling. Urel jumps in once again. Pops her ult. Survives through it. And they hold on to the keep. Well done by the cats. Yeah, losing that keep would have been very, very annoying for them. But they are able to save it. So that one was important. And now what else are we getting? A little bit more poke at the bot lane. That fort still has the entire wall intact too. So since they are running a 5v4, they're trying to play this aggressive and catch someone. Ether should be able to get away here. But look at Sylvanas. Bronek, a man on a mission. My keep. Yeah, and he's gonna get it. Keep is down, but I think Sylvanas might pay with a life for this one. Yeah, that's wishful thinking. That's not happening. Nice try, but that's a dead Sylvana. So she can buy a little bit more time, but eventually she is going to fall. So yeah, Bronek trying to go for the big escape here, but the mace to the face is ending that play. In the meantime, we have RossPierrDoll trying to make a play for the Immortal. Now, they're down one hero, and that's obviously a bit unfortunate. If they can get a kill here, that would be so good. Imagine them taking out Garrosh. That would have been fantastic, but yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. So it's now 12 kills to 6. There is some pressure at the bot lane, but it's not going to take the core. So it's real dicey to play this out 4v5. They're trying to defend, but as you can already tell, they're not going to win this Immortal. I mean, not even close. They're going to lose a lot here. Yeah, there's the light bomb. Arrow. Okay, immediately negated. Nicely done. No follow-up on this. Not quite sure why the boars were necessarily needed. I assume that they were thinking, okay, they're going to chase us, but that wasn't the case. Now with the bot lane pushing, there's only being one catapult pushing in. That core is not going to have a problem. Tilts me every time I see it. Every time. Look at these fuckers. Like, where did you get your driver's license? There we go. Now it targets the core. But yeah, it's already too late, of course. It's all about the bot lane at this point. Trying to make sure that you are getting the next structure. Oh boy. Oh boy. Both of them low. Anduin and Garrosh working in tandem here. Yeah, 18 for both in the second. Urel already sneaking towards the left, trying to push them back into the fight. They have to sacrifice the fort. Sacrifice the fort, poke the Immortal down a little bit, make sure that you're not going to suffer too much damage at the keep itself. As long as they can save the keep, they're still ahead. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's see. 6 kills to 12. It's actually a wild game. It's a really interesting one. Very, very different approach here, especially like Sylvanas Sudoku that we saw a bit earlier. Comes straight in, takes the keep down, sacrifices herself for it. But yeah, so the Immortal is gone, and we are looking at nearly even experience, structural lead for the blue team. Would of course be even better if they would just take this down, and they're already on their way. Sylvanas again. Sylvanas is the James Bond of the Nexus. She's just coming in here as like girl on the mission, and bam, takes down the next fort. So now they are ahead by the keep that they took at the bot lane, so the Endless Catapult spawn there is in for them. 50,000 damage on Greymane, 64,000 for Hanzo. Bambi and Sylvanas both around 45k. Yeah, and the next Immortal is going to be pretty important. Next Immortal is going to be huge. And if they can control the bot lane, if the blue team can control the bot lane, that would be quite a big deal. Because then eventually the Cats would have to send someone back to save the core. If the catapults build up, now the problem is obviously that the catapults are still going to attack this one. So yeah, that buys a bit more time. It's a little bit annoying. Double pull by now for Anduin. Both are looking for level 20 now. Let's see what they can do with that. And level 20 is also gonna get a bit wild here. Even timing the camp at the top. Yeah, they can't take their own mercenary camp on the left side any longer, so the shaman camp is already taken earlier. So they need to counterplay this a little bit. But yeah, level 10 is incredibly close for both. The Storm Talons are going to play a role in the next fight, as will those keeps and the bot lane catapults. But here we go. We got the Bullseye in. We have the sustained, the Radiating Faith. And also follow up on Garrosh now that he goes for the Deadly Calm here. With the Dark Lady's Call and the Intensified Toxing. Both are just simply racing it to the halftime. And it's a very even trade. I mean, barely a difference between the two teams now. So yeah, halftime show is over. They were willing to race it. Urella's at the top. And now it's time to party. This one is big. If you can get the Immortal in a couple of kills, then that would be the dream. Nice damage from Sylvanas, maybe playing a bit greedy and risking her life here. But the second that she saw anybody coming her way, she immediately moved back. Double checking the position of the blue team. But now, since we have the defense at the top, they're making a move. And they're chunking this down quickly. Keep in mind, they're running Hanzo and they're also using Greymane here. So if they get access to this, they can very quickly poke it down. Dark Lady's Call misses, so Greymane is not caught by it. Yeah, they're burning Urel down a bit, but it's simply not enough. Very defensive position now. And yes, there are catapults now massing up at the bottom of the map, but keep in mind that they will attack that tower first, and that is buying more time for the cats. So right now, it's a triple catapult that is moving in. Eventually, it's going to play a role. Arrow, okay, well done. Not having an impact here, no follow-up on it. But immediately cleansed out, and now we have to play push down towards the bottom immortal. Yeah, and can they get the kill? Jojo is dead again. Jojo dies, but so does Garrosh. Jojo died 6 times, but they get Greymane, they get Garrosh. Big plays here by the Polish team. Big plays by them now. Catapult still on the bot lane, en route. And here they're aiming for the Immortal, and they should be able to get this one. As long as they're keeping Lunara alive, they're going to be fine. Anduin gets caught as well. I don't think he has a chance. But the light bomb? Oh, it's the end of Sylvanas. But the double kill on Urel and on Hanzo. Nicely done. That was big. Yep. Catapults have taken out the tower here. They're not going to do any damage on... I actually am a little bit surprised that they're going for the bot. Ah, well, actually, with the catapult, if they can get Anduin here, oh, that would be great. They got to be careful, though, that Lunara doesn't die. That there's another stun, and Anduin is in real trouble. Captain Rex is dead, and boy, this is game. Yeah, them getting the kill here this quickly, even if the rest comes back, that's just simply it. Immortal at the top. Catapults already dropped the shield quite a lot. So now we have the lead for RossPierrDoll against the cats, everybody. Boy, I'm happy that I picked this series. Yeah, that's a good one. I can't wait for game number 2. So yeah, Battlefield of Eternity goes to the blue team. Let's move straight into map number 2.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Once again, we have Tomb as our second map, the Cats against RossPierrDoll. So, the Polish team with the lead in the series so far, done pretty well. And honestly, I'm pretty happy about this, because this is literally what I was hoping for when we came in here, because RossPierrDoll is a team that I haven't seen in a little bit. They haven't really played as much, at least not in the tournaments that I casted, whereas the Cats were omnipresent in the X Cup season, at least, the last one, the winter season. So yeah, having the two of them now play against each other is kind of fun, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, they should be on the same level, and at least in game number 1 that was definitely the case. Now we're gonna get another glimpse in the battle between the two teams as we're heading into map number 2. As mentioned before, this is our best of 2s because we are in a group stage setup, so it's all about how many points do you get. A 2-0 victory nets you 3 points. If it's a tie, you get 1 point, and if you lose, you get nothing. Junkrat as a first pick for Dracula here. Good interrupt potential. Every single time your opponent... Well, there's so much a Junkrat actually offers. He obviously can really burn these waves down. He has interrupt potential whenever the opponent is trying to turn in their gems. And what's more important in a lot of cases is that he can really just displace anybody on the opponent's team with a well-placed mine, especially following up on a stun, for example. Deckard Cain is in, the old man. Okay, and we got the early Blaze. Nice, 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 nice. So an early Blaze pick and Deckard Cain, the old man. I mean, if anything, the early Deckard Cain should surprise us a little bit more. Blaze as an early pick is not really a shock, considering how strong that hero is. We got Leo and Malfurion. Yeah, with Jojo banned and supports being targeted very heavily, both of the teams just decided that they're going to pick them early. Because, we have bans on Stukov, Lucio, Rega is out. And here comes the Johan Respect ban. Despite the fact that they won the first map, they're still looking at Garrosh, and I was like, nah, I don't think we like that. So, yeah, Garrosh gets banned. No chance for him. And let's see what the final ban is before we're heading into the double pick for the blue team. Sylvanas, yeah, this time no Sylvanas. Sad for Bronek. He really liked those little secret missions that he had to take structures down. He went on plenty of them. But yeah, let's go. What are we getting from the blue team now? They still need a main tank. And they need damage, yeah, don't have anything yet. Vala? For a second I was asking double support, but that's also interesting. So they go for Vala here. They have Sonya. And let's see what Zeomek is going to play. There's a couple of ways how they can play this out now. But they don't have a main tank yet, unless they want to shift Blaze into that position, which is very unlikely. Don't see that all that often, and that would be gambling a bit too much. So yeah, Vala obviously doesn't have to go into auto attack build on a map like this. You can easily also go for multi-shot, even arrow. Johan with his Diablo, good map for it too. And Hanzo, double Overwatch. Honor! Honor! And they do it. They have a Blaze main tank. They actually do it. I was waiting for the triple front line, but nope. Mephisto and Vala. Okay, this is a bit wild. Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody. Map number 2. Let's go. Let's see which team decides the second map in their favor. And yeah, how many points each team gets after this. 3 Cats against RossPierrDoll. Game number 2, Makotzel on Blaze for RossPierrDoll. We got Ether on Sonya, Scope on Deckard Kane, Bronek on Vala, and Zeomeg on Mephisto. On the right side of the map, Drag here is playing Junkrat. We got Captain Rex on Malfurion, Johan on Diablo, Irath on Hanzo, and Meldor on Leoric. Yeah, no build, no auto attack build for Vala. Instead, we're going to get the multi-shot build here. I mean, doesn't really come as a surprise when you think about it. They don't have a double support here. They don't even have a traditional main tank in this case. There's no mid-div on their side, no triple front line. So that would make it very difficult for Bronek to stay alive throughout the entire game and keep his auto attack speed up. So instead, they're now playing with wave clear. And that is still a very aggressive composition that they're playing. I mean, Sonya and Blaze at the front. Leo already at the bottom, and they're getting good damage in against Diablo in particular, who dies first. Bronek with the kill. Nice. That was solid. So they get the kill on him. Opens up the game with a bit of a lead for them. Also, well, establish the rotation here, of course. That could be, if they actually make this work, that would be pretty neat. I mean, Blaze was played a couple of times in the main tank position in HGC. A few of the teams tried it, specifically Dignitas. They won one or two games with it, but they never really liked it. They experimented with it a bit, and they said, like, yeah, it's not really good. Then Blaze was changed after a while. Jet Propulsion became a more reliable stun after HGC was dropped by Blizzard. And some players, notably Lauber, used it a little bit more on certain maps, especially when there was a lot of wave play needed. Infernal Shrines was one of them. But even he dropped it pretty quickly. There was a couple of games that they had, but it never really established itself as like, yes, you can play this as a main tank. So it's very much so a niche position for Blaze to be in. On the side lane is, of course, a very different picture. He's hands down the best side laner currently, which is why he is either picked or banned in pretty much every single series that you see on a high level. So, but in this case, they are trying with that Sonya and with that Blaze at the front line. And that has a couple of advantages in terms of aggression, but you also got to be a bit careful how you play this one out. So it will be interesting to see if they can make this work. They definitely have the damage for them, but yeah, look at Mephisto. Diablo against Mephisto. Brother against brother. And Mephisto is barely getting out. And Diablo, he was trying for it, but couldn't kill him. Couldn't take him down here. Good old Mephisto runs. Yeah. Back in the Diablo 2 days, everybody. Mephisto runs all day, every day. Okay, so 1 kill to 0. We have at the bottom of the map still a bit of extra pressure against Meldor. As already explained in the previous series, even if you don't kill the side laner, if you can damage him a little bit, that's always a nice step, because it makes the life of your own side laner so much easier. I like the turn-in that they're aiming for here. Securing the gems while they can, so yeah, that's a good one. And what else? We got not really a lot happening in terms of kills yet, but definitely the blue team getting closer and closer to the first Web Reaver wave. And securing those gems is huge. Now they have enough gems to also go for the entire thing, so if they can pull that off too, that would be kind of nice for them. So yeah, right now we got Joe, careful, Sonya. A little bit of slam bam here from her, going full slam build, at least for now. Could potentially turn a few of those gems in up at the top, but no, far that hasn't happened. Another quick hit, okay. Here comes Blaze as he gets rooted. Yeah, but Fury gets played a little bit more now after the recent patch. Especially on the NA side, we've seen him played more often. But even here in Europe now, you've seen him now and then. Especially, of course, since the combo with Tyrael and Tracer is absolutely fantastic, always has been. The overheal there that you get is great. The shields that they can pull out. So yeah, that definitely helps quite a bit. But either way, level 7 is now in. A little bit of damage also against Blaze. He went into the nanomachine coating here. We have him with the oil dispersal. And yeah, a little bit of a pull is happening. Oh, careful. Vala already getting attacked here. Like, the consistent poke that we're getting from Hanzo, it can be so annoying. If Hanzo is really on point with the volleys that he sends out, then he can do so much work with it, especially against the squishies. One well-timed volley and all of a sudden you're down to 60-50% of your hit points and have to be way more careful in how you're approaching the next fight. Desperate attempt to turn in here from both, and that includes Vala. Bronick is able to solidify this 11 that he has. It doesn't get them the full turn in, but it gets them a lot closer. Another 4 is all they need, and it seems like they're going to try and make that work at the top. It's Zeomec that goes for it. Okay, the play against Drak here. But the spear misses. They still can turn in though, and that is the first Web Weaver wave for RossPierrDoll. Blue team edging out those small advantages in the early stages. Now the only question that remains is, how much damage can they actually do with this? Do they have a chance to come in and take down maybe even a fort? Or at least a couple of towers. And then since we're talking about towers, Mephisto's already taken care of one. It seems like they're going for the bot lane here in the first place. So yeah, good damage. That should allow them to get damage on the fort. And potentially quite a lot of that. It's a 3 versus 3 at the bot lane. Whereas up at the top, we still got Sonya. An attempt to move for Meneldur, but Leo is able to get out. He's a bit low though, and Captain Rex has to take care of this. They're getting massive damage down here. They're gonna get that fort, guys. That is huge with the first objective. Are you kidding me? They're also getting closer and closer to level 10. That's actually big plays. Especially since Ether topside is also fairly successful. Takes the entire wall down. Secures a few more gems. Is sitting at 25. They might have a chance to go for a second turn-in with the level 10 that they're about to lock in. You get level 10, and if you then control the turn-in space, you might be able to get that second turn-in before your opponent does, and then make a move. So this could be big. Durance of Hate is in. Stay a while and get wrecked for Deckard Cain. And even the bot lane is already taking a little bit of more damage. Okay, so look how many gems they have. They're sitting at 51 gems and they have level 10. If they turn in now, if they force a fight, or at least try and turn in right now, they might have a chance to maybe get the second wave in a row, or at least save what they have. Yep, there it is. Red Web Beavers are descending first though, because they turned in at the bot lane. Nobody was covering this. But I think they got rid of a couple of them. So, yeah, at least that. Alrighty, so we'll see. But for now, they're gonna make the play here. Alright. And they killed, yeah, oh boy, that's bad. That's really bad. I mean, Diablo was not fully stacked. Oh, shit. Diablo dying is horrible, because not only did he die, but also Malfurion used his ult, so now that's the ult gone, and you lost your main tank. Now it's going to be so much harder for them to get value out of that Web Weaver wave. Bala is already uncontested, dealing with the top lane. Everybody else is still sitting here in the middle. They wanted to go for the kill on Mephisto, but they couldn't drop him. Yeah, this is already eliminated, and Dibbles is back to business, but that is a big window of opportunity where Web Weavers at the top and the bot lane were dealt with, and in the middle of the map they do the same thing. So no chance to take a fort down. I don't want to say it's a wasted turn, and it wasn't. They got some structures, but it's definitely a lost opportunity. So yeah, that was problematic to say the least. You can't lose your main tank in a situation like this. The main tank Blaze is so far still working out for them. But 4 seconds! He dies 4 seconds before he has access to bunker again. And now they're losing Mephisto too. There we go. Their cats are coming in with some furious plays. Bronick is able to escape. They got a counter kill on Junkrat. But that's now 3 kills to 2. They're getting a little bit closer. Gems are being recovered. Yeah, they're fighting back. They're fighting back. The cats are showing their claws and are making some moves to get back into this game. Still a bit behind in the experience, and obviously losing the fort didn't really help. But they're playing. They're believing in their chance to at least get 1 point out of this series. That was a bit wild. Why the APOC? I mean, either he just fat-fingered, or they thought they had to interrupt, or was he scouting boss with it? Yeah, this is a little bit wild. I honestly don't really know what exactly happened there. They were missing on the map, so maybe he really just used the APOC because they wanted to check where they are. Maybe they were panicking a little bit and afraid that they are at boss and wanted to see what's going on there. Or he just literally just fat-fingered it. I mean, it depends a little bit on how much credit you want to give him here. Or if it was just an accident. But either way, APOC is down for another 50. Web Beavers have been taken by the Cats though, so that's a big step. 2 turn-ins in a row for them. But they try to go for the counterplay here. The Durance of Fate didn't connect either. So, oh boy, that was nearly a kill. That spear connected hard. And Hanzo nearly died because of it. So they are pushing this farther back. And the damage output from Mephisto in particular in the last couple of fights is a bit rough. So, yeah, 21,000 damage for Vala, 20,000 damage for Mephisto. Here we go. Johan low, but this time they might get more out of that objective. Especially since there's the kill on Sonya. Sonya is down. Gems are being lost here. They're trying to recover them. And actually, Ziomek gets a few. But Menelor wants him, and they're going to get the kill. Mace to the face. That's one down. Blaze dies too. Oh, yeah. The Cats, they are getting some serious momentum now. They've taken the fort in the middle, or they will take it down. The fort at the bottom of the map is likely going to fall too, if they send some of their players down there. And Leo is already on the way. So that was a very impactful second objective that they got for themselves here. And of course, they also denied them a few gems. So that's also kind of wild. Yeah, 2 forts down. And maybe even a third. They're trying to get the top one too. So that was big. Initially, it didn't really look all that great. But they were able to come through with the kills that they got. That made all the difference here. Arrow thrown down. They're a little bit... I mean, they really YOLO out their ults, don't they? The spray already confirms it. They're realizing that that wasn't the biggest one. Now, to be fair, that's one of those things where you know you're going to have your arrow back for the next fight anyways. If it hits, then great, you get a kill. And if not, you're going to have it for the next battle. But Bronek turns in. They're still missing 7 gems for another turn in. 48 out of 55. And no level 16 nearby for either one. Yeah, it's getting a bit closer. It's definitely a lot more on the line now. I mean, it's about 2 points, right? It's all about how high in the group you get and what seeding you're going to get for the second day. Ah, Diablo is down again. This time he had the stacks together. His souls were there, so he's going to be back in a moment. And yeah, off we go. There's the turn in. Blue team with an opportunity. Diablo's a lot weaker now that he lost his souls, or most of them. So they got a chance to maybe drop him again if he steps too far out. And they have the early level 16. Not that it's going to help them a lot. The Cats are going to pick their own 16 talent up. Royal Focus and Ominous Wraith. Plus we have the Seething Hatred on level 16. Look at that. Vala. Well, first of all, Sonya is dead. That's already bad. But Vala getting crushed here. Oh, sorry, Vala going into extra ability damage. It's also interesting. It's going to help her with the multi-shot push out. But not something that you see all that often. That is a problem though. APOC! And she might survive! Or she might not. Vala down. Diablo died again. But they are still low. So many gems now, especially on Menelor. Bot lane gets still pressured. So yes, that wall is taking some damage. I guess eventually they will have to give up on the fort at the top, because they can't cover all these bases. But Leo is solo defending the bot side right now. They try to go for drag here, but they can't get the kill there. The fort is low, and the fort is gone. They still have not taken the one in the middle, though. But down at the bottom, the keep has taken a bit of damage. So, if you want to be exact, then I'd say that RossPierrDoll is maybe pulling a little bit ahead in structures here, since they got now keep damage at the bot lane. It's 2 turn-ins against 2 turn-ins, but there's a chance for the Cats to get another one, their third. And that's something that RossPierrDoll just simply can't pull off because they don't have enough gems at this point. So, yeah. So with that, we got immediately 63,000 damage for Hanzo. And we got 41,000 for Mephisto. The 2 top damage dealers on each side. But I think with them giving up the middle of the map, this is going to be an easy turn-in now. 51 gems, and there it is. Drakir, he delivers the last few. And so we got another Web Beaver wave for the Cats. And it's interesting. RossPierrDoll just let it happen. They didn't care. They were just sitting there, were saying, okay, we're going to take our camp. We're going to use the camp in the middle of the map. on the mid lane, and we're gonna try to just like stop the Web Weaver attack a little bit, slow it down, defend against it. We won't be able to prevent it. We don't want that fight. So yeah, they let this one slide. But there's the attack, and the arrow's missing. The arrow went wide. Now they're going for Diablo. Bunker is out, and Johan gets slammed by Sonya pretty quickly, but didn't die yet. And Vala wasn't here. Oh my god. Oh, there's the kill. Vala's arrow with a full RNG here towards the end, but they also lose Mephisto. Sonya is dealing with the top. It's another kill for a kill. Dibbles is gone. He didn't have the full souls. Deckard a bit low at the bot lane, but he survives as he escapes from Hanzo. And they are defending again, not losing a keep here. But the battle between the two teams is definitely accelerating. This is getting wild at this point. Kill after kill. Vala initially defending top and then joining the fight in the middle and immediately getting an opportunity to drop the main tank on the red team side. But yeah, it is just crazy. So now all of the forts are gone. Nothing left on the outer ring of defense for RossPierrDoll. And they are still trying to push the lanes out now, of course, to get a bit more map control. It's kind of interesting when you're looking at who died and how often. Diablo in particular is just getting farmed here. So he died 5 times already. And it seems like now it's finally time for a team to make a move for the boss. Especially with the experience lead that they're holding here and the soon level 20 makes sense for them. And I would just assume that given their playstyle, RossPierrDoll is going to let that happen again. Just push the sides out. They haven't really contested a lot. And they honestly can't contest this much because of the looming level 20. So now we got the level 20 talents in, which immediately upgrades the threat level on Leo. Because, I mean, buried life, duh. But they go for the turn-in. So they're pretty much just doing the boss for turn-in trade that you normally see, with Sonya trying to also take another wave out so that the Web Weavers do a bit more damage here in the middle. Not really a bad move by any means. Bot lane, on the other hand, could have been pushed out a little bit further, and they might still lose that keep here. So the Web Weavers are there, and the red team is now moving back, but they need to burn this down very, very quickly if they want to save that keep. That's nearly impossible here. The fort obviously is going to fall, you can't save that. But that's all that those Web Weavers are going to accomplish. And as I said, the keep. Hit him with a stick! Hit him with a stick! Oh boy. That's a bit too close for comfort if you ask me. If Junkrat gets anywhere near this thing is gone. So yeah, now we got Ether down at the bottom of the map. Level 20 for Vala. Not taken yet. I mean, without level 16, why would you go Farfly Quiver here, right? You have no level 16 Manticore. So Farfly Quiver doesn't really seem needed, but she goes for it. Yeah, that's the moment where I honestly would have liked Manticore on level 16 a little bit more. Obviously, Seething Hatred, I get the idea behind it with the multi-shot, but still, if you have Farfly Quiver and Manticore, then Diablo is just not going to do jack shit throughout the game. So yeah, there's that. But they're pushing at the bottom of the map. They're finally ready for a battle, as it seems. They have to... well, or not. Just as I say, they're like, yeah, maybe not. Let's move away for now. The question is really, can they stay away from Leo? It's up to Maynaldor. If Maynaldor gets a good Entomb through, then he can crush them. One good Buried Alive, and this could be lights out for 2-3 heroes. So, yeah. Not too much up on the map. There's a lot of gems for the cats. They're sitting at 58. Yeah, for the cats, this is getting better and better. The cats have taken the lead. Not only do they have some insane level 20 talents, but also they're very closer to the next Web Weaver wave. They're actually going to get it now, pretty much. And once that happens, well, not quite yet, but still, once that happens, most likely the keep is going to fall. This one is so low that it should be an easy drop. But yeah, see if they can do a bit more with this. There's the Web Weavers. They gotta control the top lane better if they don't want to lose that keep. If they want to hold on to it, they have to push these waves out much, much faster. But Diablo is already taking position between the two lanes, hoping for someone being dumb enough to just move between them, which isn't the case. But they are catching Sonya. Ether is down. That's a kill. And boy, that is bad news for the cats. Arrow came out too. That's the old on Deckard used to save him. I love how he just walks away from the Buried Alive. That was actually fantastic. Guys, once again, how do you deal with the Entomb? This is how you do it. Check this out. Buried alive against Deckard Cain in just a second. He goes in, there drops, and Deckard Cain is just like, yeah, see you later. Just walks away from it. But the keep has fallen. The keep has fallen, and here comes the play for game. They want at least 1 point. They want to tie this one. Can they pull it off? That's the question. Maybe not. It's still a 4-man defense, but there's Web Weavers now in the middle too. So, yeah, they're making another play for it. This time the Web Weaver gets burned down by Mephisto, so they're saving the day. It's actually interesting when you think about it. The keep was so low that if all they get out of this turn-in and the kill against Sonya is the keep, that would be nothing. I mean, think about it. Like, the keep, literally, a Junkrat grenade would have taken the keep down, right? And they got a turn-in and a Sonya kill, and all that they got was the keep. It's literally all that they got. It's a bit disappointing, gotta be honest. You can argue they cleaned up some of the remaining towers or maybe like a small wall. They have a lot of control now over the map too because all of the lanes are pushed out, but this is still... I think they wanted more here. So, yeah. Now, either way, Vala, can she step it up a little bit on the damage? That's the question now. They can, if they get a team wipe, if they get a good kill, a good fight, they can still go down to the bottom of the map and take that keep down on the red team side and maybe even go for core. So this is anyone's game to take. And let's not forget that now the shoe is on the other foot. All of a sudden it's RossPierrDoll that is way, way closer to another turn-in. They're sitting at 63 gems. They need 2 more and they have enough for a turn-in. So they got a chance there. Leo's already coming back down. Khaldor, yeah, he is still threatening that buried alive. I mean, honestly, at this point, the entire team just needs to talk to Deckard Cain. Deckard's like, oh yeah, I don't really get the big deal. I just walk away from it, right? So, easy. No problem. Zero respect. That's the trick. You don't walk into it, you know? But yeah, they're pushing in because they want to have the turn-in. Markotzel in particular has the turn-in here. Johan, yeah, exactly that. Whenever you get a little bit too close. Oh, nice. Great bull. And boy, what a nice combo. What a nice combo here. That was so well played here. The bullseye was on point, and then they were able to get the combo off with the buried alive. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful play from Leo and Hanzo. They get the kill, and now they got 3. While they're chasing, let's take another look at this one. Have a look at it. Oh, that was just so good. So initially, Vala just like steps out, gets a bit of damage in, doesn't connect it properly. Here comes the stun, the follow-up, and the insta-kill. Great play. And now they can move straight in for the core. Maybe get the game here. Still a bit of a side play. Oh, if they take him down, that's all of the gems gone. 39 gems are now gone, and they can go for the core. But yeah, that was clean. That was a clean fight from them. And that is the Cats with a win in this best of 2. So it's actually perfect. We got a tie between the 2 teams. It's roughly what we expected here. They seem to be evenly matched. And the Cats secure at least a point in this group stage for themselves. GG and well done.